For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. That's the cue. The lowrider is in town. Hey, welcome everyone to Crash Course Radio. I am your humble host, Peter Krausch. This is a live show, as always, so if you want to be part of the show, if you got something to say, something to gripe about, something to add, you got a question, we have an answer, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039 if you'd like to be part of the show. Hey, folks, as always, we like to give a shout-out all the hard work of my social media manager, Anthony, also doubles as my engineer here. We are now on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. All right, real psyched about that. All right, we're looking to blaze a new trail there. All right, that's the podcasting world. So, I'm excited about that. If you're into podcasting, stay tuned. All right, because we're going to be stretching our wings there and putting a little more content there and building that out. That's going to give us a lot more latitude in discussing some topics that I discuss here that, radio's a little more constrained. You got to kind of hit and go and move on to the next thing. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be great for you folks and great for Crash Course Radio and, of course, Collision Services Network. And I am, of course, the founder and owner of Collision Service Network. CollisionServiceNetwork.com, the one and only network dedicated to supporting and promoting the privately owned and operated auto body industry across the graded fruited plain here of Long Island. All right. And, of course, we also have affiliated businesses you can find there as well. That would be personal injury firms and auto insurance brokers. All right. All these folks on our network are amazing. All right. They are all customer warriors and they all have one mission in mind. And that is to take care of you, represent you, all right, give you solutions that you need, can use, and of course can afford. All right. That fit your budget and fit what your, what your needs are. And when it comes to injuries, I speak from experience. All right. Yours truly was involved in a little bit of a fender bender back in August of last year. All right. And I discussed that a little bit after my traumatic experience going through that. All right. And injuries as well. So, so you can find an amazing partner there if you need the services of a personal injury firm. Remember what we said when we spoke about that? That big isn't always better when it comes to that. All right. And most importantly, we have the one and only comprehensive network of privately owned and operated auto body shops, right? It's a big deal, folks. There's a lot of body shops, right? I talked about this over and over again. It's hysterical. Body shops, I mean, you can look on any corner in any town, and you're going to probably find, I don't know how many, anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30. They're all over the place. Then you have to ask yourself, right, are that many body shops? Are all these guys doing the right thing? Are they all doing are they all doing a good thing? Are they fixing cars the right way? Are they repairing cars consistent with the manufacturer's standards or the manufacturer's requirements? Are they mixing the paints right, using the paints right? Are they even bothering to measure a car? Do they even have equipment that is 21st century consistent? What I mean by that is, are they operating in the 20th century or the 21st century? And I dedicated at least 1 or 2 programs to that. And there's a big difference in that. Remember, I did the man on the street thing where if we ask somebody, hey, you your tires look bad, or your brakes are going, or it seems like you need an oil change, or that motor doesn't sound good, whatever, transmission, 9 out of 10 people, no problem, right? They're all going to be able to tell me, hey, yeah, Pete, I go to Uncle Tony's, I go to, this guy, I go to A to B. Everybody's going to have somebody that they know that's fixing their cars for repairs, right? And that's because it's a must have business, right? You can't get away. If your brakes are failing, even if you're driving the biggest clunker in the neighborhood, right? The biggest junk box, sooner or later, folks, we all have to go see the mechanic, right? Whether it's a dealer or a specialty shop or a neighborhood guy or somebody in the family, you're going to go see this person, all right? Body shop, a little different, right? That's a as need, all right? And even when you say as need, apparently it's not even needed, because we've all seen the guy driving down the road with the bumper duct taped up. He's got the red tape over the taillight with, so that when the light goes on, it looks red. And a whole bunch of other, a whole other cacophony of different arrangements there we've seen with people either didn't bother, or maybe they settled, they took the money and ran, and then they duct taped the whole car up. So it's, for me, being in the industry now for 8 years on the collision side, I find that, hysterical. I also find it very intriguing. Human nature is such a dynamic thing to watch. I don't know. I mean, cars are just so important to us, right? I mean, nobody can deny that. We drive them. They get us from point A to point B, right? Some of us are intrinsically invested in them, right? We have a fancy sports car, or maybe a car that's passed down through the ages through family, or maybe it's a kit car that we build together with our kid, whatever it is, right? Bottom line is they are, integrated into our souls, right? They become a part of who we are, all right? For whatever reason, whether it's purely transportation or something on all the way on the other, end of the spectrum, where, like I said, it's a collectible car, or it's a race car, or it's a car that you've been dreaming about forever, and you finally were able to save up, or you finally got the job that gave you the ability to afford it, whatever it is. So you won the lottery and you ran out and bought your high tech, your high expensive car there. Bottom line is that on some level, we all acknowledge that these cars are very, very important to us. All right. And so I think that, it bears notice that we all need to take a more serious look and have a more serious eye toward who's fixing these cars, right? How are we getting the car fixed? And if something happens to it, right? Not mechanical, I'm talking body wise. Do we want to drive around with a rusted, rotted fender? Right? Do we want to drive around with a headlight that don't match, or do we want to tape up things? I mean, do we want to drive around with two panels that look totally different in color? And if we really, if we don't want to get it done for any other reason, for aesthetic reasons, what about safety reasons? Right? We can go on and on and on for this. And so, we're hopefully raising the public consciousness here about why it's so important that we get more personally invested in who's fixing our car on the body side, just as we are on the mechanical side, right? Hey, we got 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. I want to do question of the day. We're going to start right off with question of the day, because Santa Claus is always in the house here at Crash Course Radio. All right, we love giving away free stuff, and we've done it in the past. All right, a lot of really cool stuff we get out to the folks, all right, including gift cards to 7-Eleven, Dunkin' Donuts. All right, so we're going to play a little game here today again. All right, this doesn't get any easier, folks. All right, I need somebody to call in and let me know, what is comprehensive coverage. All right, it's part of your physical damage coverage on your car. All right, when you take out insurance on your vehicle, all right, you get comprehensive coverage. Right? You should. I mean, maybe you don't, but you should. So what is it? All right, or maybe you heard somebody talking and they said something happened to their car, and I have comprehensive on my car, so I'm cool. I got coverage. All right, so somebody call 631-451-1039. Let's have a little fun today and give some free stuff away. 631-451-1039 brings you into the little studio here, and you get to talk to little old me. Folks, collisionservicenetwork.com. Please go there right now. You're not going to see much. It's still under construction. And if these guys don't get on the ball, I'm going to get on a private jet and fly out there and find out where these people are. And it's not going to be good. I don't know what they're dragging their butts on. From what I see of it, the framework of it, the background looks great. I don't know what takes so long. I'm not a technical guy. I don't have all the answers, but all I know is my patience are wearing thin. But hang in there, folks. I promise you that when it's finally rolled out, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be very interactive, very user-friendly. All right, we're going to have a call to action button there, all cool stuff. All right, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to send me some photos of damaged car, to me, not to anyone else, I'll be able to help you out and a lot more cool stuff there. And, of course, our network, right? CollisionServiceNetwork.com, right? Here for the folks, right? Our mantra, you've been listening for a long time. If you have, thank you very much. You've been following the show. We really appreciate your support. But you know what we say here at Crash Course Radio? We are giving you knowledge and information you need and can use and advice you can trust, right? It is the only source of unbiased, unfiltered information in all things auto body insurance, auto insurance brokers, and personal injury attorneys. Right? What we mean by that is we are a holistic approach to an industry that touches many other industries. All right, one-stop shopping, folks, and we're giving you all of the background information you need to make the right decision, all right, should that decision be a body shop or otherwise. All right, running out of time. I will catch you on the other end of the break.
The low rider is a little higher.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Crash Course Radio with your humble host, Peter Krausch, also the owner and founder of CollisionServiceNetwork.com. Go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com and get familiar with us there so you'll have all the information you need to make decisions in the future, should those decisions require you to choose a body shop, a personal injury attorney, an auto insurance broker. All right, we're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right, CollisionServiceNetwork.com here for the folks. And, of course, our mission is promoting, all right, and supporting the privately owned and operated auto body industry here across the great fruited plains of Long Island. All right, hopefully we want to expand into the boroughs and upstate. We're in the process of interviewing some people right now to bring them on board. Dovetail with our amazing social media manager who's been improving our footprint in the social media areas. And on that note, I mentioned earlier in the show, we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. All right, Instagram's good tool for me, folks. You can find me there quite often. Usually try and post there once a week. I do a little video. You get to see me yapping away about something that I think is important for you guys to know. All right, or informationally speaking. All right, so Instagram, Facebook. Our Facebook page is very dynamic. All right, if you're a Facebook person, go there, check us out. Got a lot going on there as well. We like to post a lot of our clients. All right, we like to give them exposure. All right, so you'll find a lot of information about our client businesses on our network there, Facebook. All right. Hey, so the theme of this month is getting back to basics. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, basics of the show, all right? The show, all right, is Crash Course Radio, all right? It dovetails with CollisionServiceNetwork.com, which was an organic project, all right, begotten by me as a result of my experience in the insurance industry as an adjuster and, mixing it up with the guys out there that are, where the metal meets the road. The guys doing all the work, right? In the auto body industry and vice versa, all right? So it was an idea whose time I thought had come. And what I mean by that, well, it seemed like there was never any really good source for people, you and I, the folks, to go to when it came to insurance and auto body matters. All right, and it's always like this nefarious thing I found as a professional, as an insurance guy. People just never seem to have a lot of information about insurance. Most of it was ignorance. Most people just don't think much about it. And then the other part was the information they had was usually wrong. It was inaccurate. It was the result of assumptions or rumors, innuendos, or different things like that. It just wasn't accurate. All right, and the result was most people, all right, just didn't have the tools necessary, all right, to make sure that they were being dealt with fairly and that they were exercising their rights and options as it related to their insurance policy, and also more significantly, right, on the auto body side. All right, there wasn't anybody there, giving these people feedback. There wasn't any source, any place to go where you could find. I mean, let's face it. Like I said earlier, right? A mechanic. We're going to a mechanic maybe once a year, right? Twice a year if you're a frequent flyer. How many times are we going to a body shop? And if we go by the National Highway Transportation Safety Bureau, once every 10 years, right? Because statistically, they say we're all going to have some kind of fender bender every 10 years. So, I mean, those aren't good stats, right? If you're in the auto body business, and if you're like me, before I started working in insurance, I didn't know. I mean, if my car got wrecked, I wouldn't know where to go. And years ago, that was okay for the auto body industry, right? Because ignorance was bliss, right? People didn't know. They went to a body shop, maybe a family member, a family friend, friend of a friend, maybe a mechanic had a guy that he dealt with and he sent you there. And that might have been okay, but it's not good today, folks. All right. And I've said this before, that ignorance is not bliss when it comes to the insurance company or the auto body side. All right. But because that the body stuff is as needed, all right, and we may not be in the auto body business world that often, which is a good thing, right? We don't want to be getting in accidents as often as mechanical. But the problem is this: insurance companies saw that, right? They saw it. Again, they're a business, constantly looking out. They pay people a lot of money to constantly be looking into the future. Well, they saw the future, and the future was in what's called a direct repair program, or insurance company sponsored shop, all right? And they knew this would play right into the hands of the auto body industry. You know why? Because most of them in the auto body industry, quite frankly, are just either too lazy, too ignorant, right, to do the legwork to promote themselves, right, and too cheap. I'm going to add that too. So if I got any auto body guys that are listening out there, too bad. If you have an issue with that, 631-451-1039. Too cheap, too ignorant, too lazy, all right, to take the time and the effort and the investment to promote, market, and advertise their own business. It's true, folks. Look around anyway. When's the last time you saw a concerted, directed, deliberate effort to advertise or market a body shop? Probably never. And if you did, it's usually, piecemeal here and there. All right. Well, unfortunately, that plays right into the hands of the insurance company. And today we're stuck with the direct repair programs or the insurance sponsored shops. And these things have been modified a little bit because technology has come along. But the end result is very good for the insurance companies, very bad for the consumer. All right, so that's what I mean by getting back to basics, because Collision Service Network was begun, okay, as a pushback to that model. All right, and what we mean by that is it's good for the insurance guys, not good for us. All right, saves them a lot of money because they get to control costs, control the claim. All right, and other things that I've spoken about. There's a lot of nefarious little things that go into the deals that are struck between the body shop and the insurance company, right? But they don't generally work to the benefit of the consumer. All right, so that's what I mean by getting about the basics, all right? Reminding everybody of why it is that you need to have information, you need to be informed today about these things. We just don't, it's human nature. We don't think about it a lot, all right? I get it. Right, and I've joked about this on there. You're not going to go to a barbecue, with your brothers or your in-laws, and you're not going to sit around. Hey, I just whipped out that auto policy last week, boy. Woo! I didn't realize all that heavy-duty stuff that was in there. Nobody, if you even get it today, they probably don't even bother giving you the policy anymore. They probably tell you go on some digital thing and find it. That's even worse. Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to Google my insurance policy. At least when they gave it to you had it in your hand. Now they're probably telling you just go find it somewhere. But nobody reads it. Nobody reads it. All right. I was an insurance professional. I settled claims. And when I would quote different aspects of the policy, people would tell me, I didn't know anything about that, or that wasn't explained to me, or they never told me that, or the guy that sold me the insurance policy, he didn't say I had to do that, or I wouldn't get covered for this. And so nobody knows. And that's why I say ignorance is not bliss when it comes to the insurance business. And it's not in the body shop business anymore either, folks. All right? If you're driving one of these specialty vehicles today, all right, really, for any matter, any vehicle today, all right, because technology has leveled the playing field. So whether you're driving a Maserati, an S550 Mercedes, or you're driving a Hyundai, folks, I hate to break it to you, all right? I know one car is a lot of money, it's fancy, and it looks good. I get it. But the technology packages, they're all the same, folks. They're all the same. Features might be a little different from, manufacturer. They're all doing the same thing. Blind spot monitor, lane departure, this or that, back rub, I'm joking with that. There's not anything doing a back rub yet. But, the Lincoln used to give you a back massage. The seats, they would massage you. All right, so it's all level the playing field, folks. All right, so when it comes to body shop, rolling the dice, not such a good idea anymore. Right? It just isn't. Okay, if you're driving a high-end car, or like I said, it levels the playing field, right? Technology does. Now, of course, if you're talking about an EV vehicle, right, an electric vehicle, then that gets into the realm of differentiation for sure. And I've talked about Teslas and things like that. All right, but that's what I mean by basics, folks. The basics of this show was to dovetail with CollisionServiceNetwork.com to talk to you folks every Tuesday afternoon, which is what we do. I love doing it. We're going to keep on doing it for the balance of this year. All right, and as I've said in the past, we've managed to help quite a few folks already. All right, and we will continue to do that. And it looks like we're coming up on another break. I can't believe how fast time flies. All right, we want a winner today. 631-451-1039. What is comprehensive coverage? Somebody out there's got the answer. And even if you don't, you might still go home with some free stuff. See you in a little bit.
Just a little higher.
For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the one and only Crash Course Radio, where we have more excitement than it should be legally allowed. And, of course, frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. Raw talent. I don't know where it comes from. Must be on loan from God. 631-451-1039. We're still looking for a winner. Listen, I've already proven that we have the smartest listeners out there. All right, so how about giving it a shot? What is comprehensive coverage? Folks, these are things we should all know about, but most people don't. And unfortunately, the time that you usually figure that out is when you're in the least best position to, right? You have to file a claim. Not a very good time to do that, right? To scratch your head and go, oh, I don't know if I have this, or I do. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what I'm covered for. All right. But unfortunately, for the majority of us, that's usually the reaction that we get at the body shop, right? I told you I'm not just a talking head, all right, or an academic. I do this for a living every day over at V&J Auto Body, one of our amazing sponsors here at Crash Course Radio. Thank you very much, Chandler and James Verone, for your support. But seriously, folks, it's very disheartening. People walk in and they don't have a clue what they paid for, all right? And this is something that has always left me flabbergasted, to say the least, right? It's got to be, it's an amazing phenomenon when you think about it, okay? Because insurance, it's a commodity like anything else, right? We buy something, it's a service. In this case, it's a service commodity, right? You're buying it as a service. Problem is we don't actually realize a benefit from purchasing that service, all right, that commodity, until sometime down the road that we need it. And well, we may never need it, right? I know people that never had an accident in 20 years, all right? But yet, at no point do we investigate in any kind of detail what exactly it is. We just plunk down $1,200, $1,500, in some cases $2,500 for the year. It's amazing. Really, if you sit back for a second, and scratch your head, and be honest with yourself, is that not phenomenal? I mean, crazy, right? We're driving these cars every day, where they're intimately involved in our lives. We have to have it. We want to have it. We want to have coverage. We want to make sure that we're protected, all right? And yet, we invest no time at all in that, all right? I don't know. I think it's quite a phenomenon of human nature. I don't know if maybe somebody out there in the psychology world wants to call up and give us a little feedback on that. 631-451-1039. We want to give away some free stuff. Question of the day, what is comprehensive coverage? It's a simple question. I know somebody out there has the answer. At any rate, let's continue here. I want to give a shout out to Jerry out in Southampton. Jerry, I hope you're listening today. Jerry is our man. Our point man, go-to man out there in Southampton. Okay, V&J, we operate a satellite office out there. It's at Southampton on Windmill Lane. All right, so if you're driving a Tesla in particular, you want to make sure you get over there and visit Jerry, all right? We have coffee, espressos, steak tidbits, hot dogs. No, I'm only kidding. From what I understand, there is coffee and espresso and maybe donuts occasionally. I don't know, bagels. All right, but seriously, though, if you're on the south end, the east end, you're in Southampton, you're in the Hamptons, drive by, stop in, get familiar with us, say hello, pick up some nice stuff, informationally wise, all right, and say hello to Jerry. And listen, we're, like I said, we're there for you. If you're driving a Tesla in particular, full concierge service. We will pick up your vehicle from that point, bring it to our fabulous repair facility in Lindenhurst, all right, and take care of everything and deliver it right back to you out in Southampton, all right? So 60 Windmill Lane, Southampton, all right, you know what to do if you're in that area. Stop by and say hello. I want to have a shout out to Paul Wilson, Paul and the team in Northern Boulevard Collision. Congratulations, guys. They've attained gold rating status, all right, through iCar. This is quite an accomplishment, folks, and this is another example, okay, of why you need to go to collisionservicenetwork.com, because many, if not all, of our shops are iCar certified, but shops like this, all right, get the ultimate certification, which is gold. It's the gold standard. And folks, I can tell you, less than 10% of all body shops across the country ever attain this, and there's a reason for that. Tremendous dedication, all right, to people, resources, equipment, training, and knowledge. All right, so congratulations to Northern Boulevard Collision, Paul and his team. Folks, if you're looking for a great body shop and you are in the Great Neck area, there you go, two guys. All right, please give them a shout over there in Great Neck, Northern Boulevard Collision, and they're going to take care of you and make sure that your car gets fixed the way you want it and represent your interest. All right, we were talking about basics. All right, that's the theme of the month here at Crash Course Radio, getting back to basics. And I had just gotten done discussing the pitfalls and the iterations of the direct repair program and the insurance sponsored shop program, all right, and all the other bad things that go along with that. Also, pointing up about how it's not just enough to rely on Uncle Louie or Aunt Sally, who has a guy that fixes cars. He's been fixing cars since 1970. That's great. Uncle Louie, he might know this guy for 100 years, and I'm sure he's a great body guy. Probably does phenomenal work. If he's from that era, he probably does phenomenal metal work. All right, because very few guys that are able to do fabrication in the metal work. That is a huge, huge deficit in the auto body industry today. Finding people that can actually work metal. All right, now the metal, of course, today has changed. All right, the metal itself is not what it was. All right, a long time ago, it was much, much heavier in gauge. All right, now today we use a lot of this more thinner gauge metal. Although they claim it's higher in strength. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny at times. But be that what it may, somebody can work the metal. That's a talented guy, right? They're very, very, very difficult to come by today. But, and it's a big but, that's all that's involved in cars today. All right, so point taken here is that you can't just throw a dart up against the wall and say, I'm going to go to him, or, so-and-so down the block said they used this guy 5 years ago, and he's great. All right, maybe he was 5 years ago, but is he great now? Does he know anything about boron? Does he know anything about composites? Does he know anything about aluminum structure, aluminum welding? Does he know the difference between carbon fiber and, is it even repairable? If you go there and it's got a gouge in it or a crack, is he going to start hitting it like he's hitting a fiberglass panel? Probably, if he doesn't know anything about it, and he's going to be in big trouble, and so are you. All right, so all the reasons why you need to be more invested in when it comes to who's fixing our cars body-wise, all right? And the insurance companies are not the answer, folks. All right, they're not the answer. Direct repair program, insurance-sponsored shops, very, very bad idea. Great idea for them, very bad idea for the consumer, all right? So you don't do that. Instead, you go to collisionservicenetwork.com. Well, give us a call, all right, and we're going to make sure that you get taken care of the right way. And I have a nice little stack of stuff memo in the third segment, I'm going to read you a little something that you're going to find very intriguing because it dovetails with why you don't want to just throw a dart at the wall and pick any old body shop. There's two nightmarish examples, real factual examples of what can happen if you're not really knowledgeable and informed about who the heck is fixing your car after a collision. All right. And it's, I thought it was pretty horrifying when I read it. I didn't even think about it really. But I'll get to that in the third segment. All right. Hey, still looking for that winner out there. What is comprehensive coverage? Somebody give us a call. We want to give you a nice gift card to Dunkin' Donuts and some fancy stuff, all right, to go along with that. All free, of course, because it's Christmas time, 24/7, 365 days a year here at Crash Course Radio. What can I tell you? We're a charitable operation. All right, back to basics. All right, we got about a minute and 20 here. Back to basics also includes, all right, the pet peeve of mine, the topic I love to talk about ad nauseum, photo inspections. Folks, I don't know what to say. We started the little program there. It was a little bit of a, cliche, but it's funny. I know, I get it. We brought back the Nancy Reagan years. Just say no. Nancy Reagan wanted you to say no to drugs. We want you to say no to taking photos of your damaged car. All right? So we've resurrected that program, Nancy. Just say no. Insurance company says, hey, do you have photos of your damaged car? Nope, I don't. You might, but you're not telling them you do. And don't send them. All right, folks, you do not want to send, you should really not send anything of a personal or private nature to the insurance company because it automatically becomes their property. All right, but please, never send photos of your damaged car. All right, it's going to result in an estimate that's grossly underwritten, all right, which means that you're not fully indemnified, which in fancy speak means you're not getting a check for the fair amount of damages that are on your car. And then that ends up extenuating circumstances more. It extends the repair time, extends more time that you're in the rental car, and yada, yada, yada. All right, we spent the show on that. All right, so that is the music. That means we're going into our final break, and I will see you on the other end. And welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Crash Course Radio with your humble host, Peter Krausch. Welcome. Hey, if you've been listening to this show, following the show, thank you very much. We appreciate your support. Please continue to spread the word. All right, everybody should be catching the show at some point in their life. I'm just kidding. But please encourage people within your satellite, within your orbit, all right, to listen to the show. All right, we need to get more folks involved in this stuff. All right, I know it's mundane. It's not the most exciting, although we make it exciting here. I know that, right? We have a lot of fun here at Crash Course Radio. All right, it looks like we got Mike from Riverhead on the line. Mike, welcome to Crash Course Radio. Are you calling to take a dare at a question of the day?
I got you. I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
All right. What's your question?
You talk a lot about, the high-tech cars, that every car now has a collision alert, it has a camera, it has, all these, things that are sometimes built into the windshield. So my question is, in a normal car that didn't have that, I get a crack in the windshield, I'm calling Safe Flight Auto Glass or whoever. I mean, but on these complex cars like Teslas, do they have to go back to a guy like you, that Tesla repair shop, or back to the manufacturer to get something as simple as a windshield replaced now?
That's a great question, Mike. And the answer to that is very simple, yes. Okay? When it comes to cars like Teslas, folks, all right, you can go to SafeLight, but they're not going to touch it. All right? And I would also add to Mike's question that this goes with tires. All right? If you take a Tesla to a Mavis, they're going to tell you have to go to somewhere else. You either have to go to Tesla or you have to go to a body shop certified. And the reason for that is the battery underneath the car. All right, there's simply no way for them to get this thing on a lift securely, all right, because it takes a different set of tools, all right, to bench the car, right, to get the bench the car, get the car on the lift. So, yes, absolutely. For windshield, it either has to come to a certified facility like V&J Auto Body, where I work, or you can go to Tesla, and Tesla will do it, all right, although they're not always the most reliable or the easiest to do business with. All right. So I would prefer that customers just call a reliable certified Tesla shop. We do glass all the time. All right, for
and
that
you would
reason.
You would deal with the insurance company.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the insurance companies will treat that as a glass claim as well, folks. So yeah, without a doubt, your best bet is just to go to a certified shop, and obviously out here, I would say V&J Auto Body. There are more shops being put on. Tesla is very, very, thankfully, they're very discriminate about who they add on and how saturated the territory becomes. But yes, Tesla can do it, or a certified shop. And the reason for that is just what Mike said. All right, that after the windshield goes in, and the windshield can be tricky, and forget it. If it's the roof glass, if it's a glass going up over the roof or the back, it gets even worse, folks. It's even more involved. All right, but after that, what Mike said is about you have to be able to recalibrate the car. So whether the car has any kind of safety device or ADAS, accident avoidance system in the car, regardless, that windshield is going to have to be calibrated because of all the cameras that are on the car, right, and the technology that's in there, right, for the reboot. And it can only be done by a certified shop. Now, there might be other guys out there that'll take a crack at it, and I don't know, can they do it? Maybe. Can they get the glass?
With that, when you're driving with that lane, you don't want to be off a couple inches.
No, you definitely don't. And my hats off to Tesla. They've done a very, very good job with restricting parts. All right. Hopefully, we're trying to incentivize the other manufacturers that have collision repair criteria to kind of come on board, and take up Tesla's model of restricting parts. I mean, because this is how you do it. All right, this is how you develop body shops that are 21st century shops. You restrict parts, and only the shops that are certified, that have the knowledge base, the equipment, and the properly trained technicians can access those parts and then therefore can do the job, and the job gets done the right way and it's safe. Mike, you want to take a crack at the question today, Mike? We love giving away free stuff, man. What is comprehensive coverage?
Is that optional? It's optional coverage, I think, on the car that you don't have to get, but you get it. It's optional that if there's damage to your car other than like an accident, I think.
All right, Mike's got it. Ding, 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 ding. We have a low budget here, Mike, with Crash Course Radio, so we don't have any real sound effects. Sorry about that. Yes, Mike gave us the right answer. I was waiting for that. It covers you for everything other than collision. Correct. It can be optional. All right, for most of us, if our car has a loan or is leased, it will not be optional. All right, it will be part of your physical damage coverage, and you will be required to have.
I remember it because my dad had an old car. It wasn't a classic. It was just an old car that they used, the train station car, and it wasn't worth anything. So he said, "Why do I need the comp on it?"
Right.
If it gets hit, I'm just leaving it somewhere.
Yes, and a lot of people will do that on an older car. They'll drop the collision, but they'll keep the comprehensive, right? Let's say you have a car. Let's say you have an older Mercedes, or maybe even a novel car, all right, and you really upkeep it. It's clean, but it's older, right? You're not going to be taking any car shows or anything like driving all over the country, but it's reliable. They'll put comp coverage on there, and that's going to protect you against vandalism and bird droppings and wind damage. And what we say in the industry is everything other than collision, other than an impact or your car hitting another object. So good answer, Mike. That was a great question. Hang on the line, and my engineer will be more than happy to take your info. We'll get you out some free stuff, including a $10 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts. Enjoy that on us, and I appreciate your support, Mike.
Thank you. Enjoy the show very much.
Thank you. Hey, folks, what can I tell you? There you go. That's Mike from Riverhead. All right. Again, thanks for joining us, Mike, and that was a great question and taking up the question of the day. Folks, we have the smartest listeners here, all right? And, of course, we have the bravest, all right? Mike jumped right in there. I asked him to take the question of the day. No problem. Having a little fun there. Thanks again, Mike. Hey, I want to get to I promised, all right, for my stack of stuff. And my stack of stuff is a stack. All right, and like I said, I sort through things that you don't want to read. All right, I read them, and then I paraphrase them, hopefully, and putting some of my college to work here. And then, and kind of get that out to you, right? Stuff I think is important, all right? Whether it be knowledge base or, just informational wise. So this is informational wise, and this kind of dovetails with what we were talking about today, getting back at the basics and the direct repair programs and the insurance company shops. And, and significantly, to the auto body side, about why you need to make sure you understand who's fixing your car, folks. All right, and even I didn't really even consider this angle, but listen to this. Nearly a dozen car owners found their vehicles impounded after being towed from a body shop. This is true. This happened. All right. It was a shop, Bennett Auto Body in Ohio. All right. More than 10 vehicles were being worked on, and the owner failed to pay his rent for 2 to 3 months. So the owner of the building made many, many attempts to resolve this issue. Initially, there was contact, and then Mr. Bennett just disappeared. All right. The owners eventually were able, when he attempted to obtain vehicle owners' info from Bennett, so the owners could retrieve their vehicles, there was no response. So the owner of the building was eventually forced to pay a tow company to go in, drag all these cars out, and they were sent to an impound yard. All right. Many people didn't understand where their cars went. All right. Most of them were able to locate them at Steve's Towing. All right. Regardless, many was still left with huge net loss. One person in particular said her car was at this body shop for over a year. She kept being promised it was going to get done. It was going to get done. Initially, he told her it would take 4 months to fix, all right, but it never got done. And as a result of Bennett skipping out on his rent, the shop was foreclosed on. All the cars in the shop were confiscated, sent to an impound, and the owners had to deal with that and pay to get their cars out. And if their cars were damaged, hey, they had to find another shop. Real quickly, I got a minute here. Here's another nightmarish story. All right, another body shop caught fire. How about this one? Caught fire. Yeah, everything burned up inside. All right, the owners found out about it on the news when they saw the place up in flames. Well, guess what? The guy that owned the shop didn't have any insurance. Didn't have insurance on the building or in general. Moral of the story, folks, when it comes to auto body, all right, you just can't spin the wheel. All right, that's why you need to go to collisionservicenetwork.com, where you're going to be able to pick a shop off our amazing shop off our network. All right, and these folks, they're going to get the job done for you, and you're not going to have to worry about any of those scenarios there. All right, hey everybody, enjoyed it as always. Hope you did too. I will see everybody back next week. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Spring is coming. All right, I know it didn't seem that way this morning, but it's on its way. Take care.